questions that people will be asking. If currently I have a intent to buy, I already have my HLE, can I still go and buy a flat? The answer is yes. Okay, there will be a transition period. Those people who have a HLE as well as intent to buy, which is still valid, because we know HLE is valid for a certain time and intent to buy is also valid for a certain time. Okay, so this group of people, you can still go and get a flat and go through the system, and you can skip multiple steps. You can skip the steps towards the further up, the few steps ahead. So those who have, continue. Those who don't have, all the buyers after 9th of May, if you don't have a HLE, you don't have an intent to sell or intent to buy, then sorry, all of you must apply the HFE before you can go and find a flat and enter into an OTP, and then after that what? Go and commit. Second point, you are all reminded to work closely with the buyers to ensure that they have successfully applied for the HFE. So those agents who are serving a listing, you're marketing a unit, a buyer come and view your flat, please take note, ask them this question: do you have the HFE? If they don't have, don't need to talk. Okay, you can show them the flat, but you can't sell to them. Because later on you will see the whole process. I will show you a flow chart. You will understand how this whole HFE works. Next, you are also reminded to advise buyer to prepare all the necessary information before they log into the HDB resale portal to apply for the HFE. Typo error. So in other words, this HFE is a very, very detailed application. It requires the buyers to even key in all their income and proof and documents, everything all must upload. In other words, the buyer are being guided to, like, in a way, shorten or rather reduce some of the work that HDB is doing, right? And HDB now passing this job over to the buyer themselves or even to the agents. Prominents are also reminded to skip the step of directing to the banks, otherwise you risk losing your referral fees. What do I mean by that? The new portal, the step-by-step, is directly linked to the to the banks. A buyer, if they key in themselves, they get all the whatever informations, income informations, there is a step whereby they can be linked directly to the bank, and the contact details the bank can pick up, and the bank will be contacting the buyer direct. So this is the point that in fact I raised during the briefing, right? And I am concerned that if you want to refer your buyers to the bank, okay, this is a step that you must skip. If you don't skip, your buyer's contact will go to the bank contact the buyer direct, you will lose your referral fee. Okay, so this is one point I want every one of you to be mindful. And that's the reason why now onwards, you cannot ask the buyer, Mr. Buyer, you log in and then you apply yourself. If you do that, I tell you, you're going to lose this buyer, and you are also going to lose your bank referral fee. Next, you are also reminded not to bring buyers to view houses if the HFE is not obtained. Okay? Well, I leave it to you. I don't want to say that, oh, you die cannot go and view. Because why? This buyer, if they don't get the HFE, you can spend all your time viewing houses, but nobody can grant OTP to you. And at the end of the day, you come back and you apply. Just for your info, the HFE will take 3 weeks to approve. Okay, 3 weeks. So now, don't need to rush into serving the buyer to view the house, or don't need to rush in to go and what? Give the OTP to the buyer and say, oh, we can wait. Okay, so these are things that I want to remind all of you. Last pointer to remind here is this: if you are a listing agent serving the seller, a buyer come, they can offer you sky high prices. I know some of you are doing this. Oh, then wait for the buyer to obtain their whatever, but then you don't date the OTP. Issue OTP, but you don't date it. Leaving the dates empty until HDB is obtained. My fool, ladies and gentlemen, by doing so, you are killing yourself. I just want to remind every one of you, because I know some of you can be very creative. And when a buyer, direct buyer come with a good price, wow, you like so eager to want to commit this buyer, collect the 1,000 option money, issue OTP, leave the dates blank, then after that help the buyer go and obtain the HFE. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you do that, the dispute comes after that, you're going to be in trouble. Okay, strictly HDB's position is, if the buyer don't have a HFE, you cannot issue OTP to them. Okay, so these are my 6 pointers for all of you to take note. I just want to be emphasizing on these 6 points first. And then, you know what? One of my observation, to be honest, I can even read out the message our agent sent to me. Okay, since there are about 2,000 of you here today, I just want to remind every one of you. Propnex has created a seller checklist and a buyer's checklist, which is available in the virtual office under the downloadable forms. This checklist is to ensure that you do not miss out any steps. But you know what is the thing that saddens me? We done all these things, but the people who are using this to help you go through the verification, the checking process, very few people are using. Okay? Why? Because just 2 days ago, one of our agents got into trouble. Okay, what trouble? He go and market a property, a seller's property, okay, advertise the listing. And guess what? He go and advertise the size of the flat using other people's listing sizes in the Property Guru and assume that this is the right size. Never go and do an owner search. Never go and ensure that the sizes in the HDB portal is correct. He simply go and advertise. And guess what? The actual size came out to be smaller. The actual size came out to be bigger. It was 969 square feet that he advertised, but the actual size came out to be 1001 square feet. A 30 over square feet difference, you just multiply. If this seller says that, hey, you advertise wrong size, I undersell my property. 32 square feet multiplied by $1,000 per square foot. Okay? He can sue you for the $32,000 damage that he has likely suffered because you fail only the one step, the first step, failure to check owner search and verify the size. And this is easily a $2,000 to $4,000 fine plus a 2 to 4 month suspension. Okay, I want to remind every one of you once again. So this is something I want to remind. Please don't save that few dollars of the HDB, the ownership search. Go to InList, or if not, make them what? Make them go and do a what? Go to the HDB portal and then you have to screenshot or print out that page so that you keep a copy. Don't just jump to advertising the size without knowing all these things. Okay? Okay, good. Now, before I go into the step-by-step, there's some questions. If we as agent are not eligible to buy HDB, can we still lock in? Okay, you want to lock in, you're not eligible, you can try. The system will prompt out and say you are not eligible. Okay? Otherwise, you can maybe get a family member who is eligible, then give it a try. Okay? So, Hui San, I hope I answered your question. Will the buyer current holding HLE be affected? Jack, no problem. Those who are holding HLE can still go through and buy and skip the step of the HFE. If buyer has already gotten HLE and valid for 4 months, do they need to redo HFE? Don't need. Claire, don't need. Answer. Same question. So we are encouraged not to recommend bank loan. If the buyer still want to take bank loan, can we use the HFE? Can. Angela, don't get it wrong. I'm not saying you don't encourage bank. You should encourage your buyer to go to and approach the bank. When you reach the step of directing to the bank in the HDB resale portal, you skip that step. Understand what I'm trying to say, Angela, and of course to the rest of you. Okay? Can you repeat the bank part again? Yes, Jackson. As I mentioned, later when I show you the step, you will see. There is a part that they can choose which bank they want. Okay? All you have to do is skip that step. Refer your buyer to the bank direct so that the bank side can capture you as the referrer. Okay? And then Harima, if buyer is downgraded for 5 to 3 and don't want to take a loan using contra, how to go about? Okay, same thing, you go through the HFE and under the loan you can select not taking loan. Understand? Not taking loan. Okay, Sharon, there are only 6 financial institutions. What if buyer wants to use other bank besides? Don't worry, the new system is going to show what? All the banks available, financial institution, okay, is all there. So now HDB has linked up with all the banks already. So you see, what HDB is doing is also trying to deal direct already. Letting people have the chance to deal direct. So all of you, take note, whatever questions that you post, I'm answering one by one before I go into the details of the step by step. Okay, Ken? Good. Okay, let me go back to my slides. Okay, so again, the HDB seller buyer checklist, we are going to make some amendments to cater to the what? To the HFE process. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you all to what? Take note of there is a seller and buyer checklist. This is only PropNet has it. Other agencies don't have. If you don't want to use, I cannot force you. And you want to take shortcut, I also cannot force you. Because at the end, you are responsible for your own action. Okay, so this is something I just want to highlight. Good. Okay, now let me go and share my slides on the HDB slides. Good. Okay, now you can see. Okay, now this is slides provided by HDB. So we can send these whole slides to all of you so that y'all can actually what? Go through. I'm not going to go through everything because it's a long slide. I'm just going to go through basic steps, especially the HFE. The rest of the steps on registration and all those things remain unchanged. Okay, so this is the part I just want all of you to remember. Now currently, as we all know, look at the blue color flow chart. The green one, don't worry, that one is for new flat and sales or balance flat. Okay, don't bother about that. This is our current flow. We register, intend to buy, go and get the flat, right? And then after that, you can confirm finances and obtain OTP. Okay, this is the current flow. And those people, you know, in order to get a the OTP, you must have the HLE if you are taking HDB loan. But for those bank one, you know, if you get an OTP first, then you submit to the bank, also no problem. Okay, but this is current process. Ladies and gentlemen, there is this new HFE that you need to take note. Okay, so this one, there are 2 parts. HFE, there are 2 parts. First is the preliminary check, followed by the actual HLE approval. HFE approval, sorry, not HLE. Sometimes I pronounce wrongly, please pardon me. Okay, so this system is an eligibility check and process into single application. Means what? The old intent to buy as well the HLE all combined into one single application. Okay, it will replace the HLE. And you will also be able to tell people how much loan, how much grant, whether you are eligible or not. All this can be obtained through the HFE. Okay, that is the reason why they want to introduce this. So it's basically an integration of the old system so that it gives people greater clarity before they put in the $1,000 option money. Okay, and it also link up, okay, the 6 participating, and now currently is 6. Ladies and gentlemen, believe me, they are going to include everybody. Okay, so just now there was a question. If the client is not looking at these 6, they want to go outside, no worries, you just skip. Okay, and for agent, if you still want to earn your referral fee, make sure you don't make your client select this. The moment they select any of the financial institution, the contact will be given to the bank direct, and you don't need to bother about your referral fee already because it's gone. So this is a little bit like a, okay, I don't want to use the word bypass, but I would say, yes, HDB is trying to create a seamless process. But at whose expense? Think about it. So that's why now you cannot leave your buyer to go and do their things. You want to earn your buyer's commission, you want to earn that referral fee, make sure what you do. You follow closely, step by step, and you help them to go and click, log in, go and select, go and key in whatever information. You help them. So this is my advice to every one of you. So currently the new flat buyers, they go to my HDB page. Okay, so the HDB portal is now to consolidate all information, guide the new buyer. So as you can see on the right side, the buying process. Let me just note, I see whether I can draw something or not. Okay, you can see there is a preliminary, and then there is a apply. So this one is what? This one is the new step 1 and step 2. Okay. Later I will just clear the thing. Okay. Good. Okay, now okay, the new process is this. Look at the flow chart now. There's this portion, okay, which is what? Which is the HFE over here. Okay, over here. As you can see, so this is obtain HFE letter with consolidated eligibility assessment. And it will take what? It will take 21 days from full document submission. As you can see, they also put down what? They put down asterisk over here. Ladies and gentlemen, so your thing, your this 21 days, you better sit down, go through everything, get your buyers to prepare everything, all the information gather, sit down, key in everything, then wait for 21 days. And that 21 days, you better don't go holiday or what. Don't say don't go holiday. Make sure you follow up with your buyer closely. Because the moment your buyer obtain this HFE, you will not be notified. Only the buyer will receive the HFE, and then you will see whether they are eligible or not. Okay? So here's the thing. Once you have the HFE, if you want to actually get a bank loan, whatever, no problem. Okay? You can always work with the bank. So over here, you can see, they also say that, okay, apply for IPA. So this is the portion that you must be in control. That's my point. Then once you got the HFE, then you can go and search for flat. Then you can go and get an OTP. Okay, so this is the part that all of you need to what? Need to make sure, hey, things are okay already. So now once you get an OTP, this is the part. Then you have to go back to the system, okay, or go to the bank and get the letter of offer before you exercise. So the 21 days exercise still valid, still stands. Here is the part, the front is the IPA. Then here is to get the letter of offer before they exercise their OTP. Okay, got it? So now this is the portion and the rest remains unchanged. The rest remains unchanged. Okay, so take note of these steps. So let me have a walkthrough with you. So this is step number 1. Okay, step number 1, as you can see, step number 1. So you can see this is step number 1. Preliminary HDB flat eligibility check. Here they will check whether you can buy or not. Okay. After this step, what's next? Then they will what? They will need you to apply for the HFE letter. Okay, HFE letter. So here, step number 2, apply for HFE. And this is the part that put in all the loan info, all their income info, everything. So this is the part for the buyers who wants to buy. You need to go through these steps. And it is fully digitalized, okay? And it's FOC they call, okay, doesn't matter. And the HFE lasts for 6 months. Take note, it's a 6-month validity, okay? This is the part. So therefore, you can see for yourself, you need to put in the applicants, all the name info, everything. Okay, applicant 2, all the info. Okay, so all this, and then they can retrieve from SingPass if they want. Okay, some of them they can retrieve the information from SingPass. Okay, can you imagine this one can be very easy one. So in other words, a buyer who can be a little bit IT savvy one, they can do it themselves already. Okay, now here's the part. This is the part where they provide their what? Their income, everything. All the incomes, everything, all will be here. What job, what odd job, what job, got contribution or not, employment, all this can be key in here and here. Okay? Yep. Okay, so they will key in all this, employment details. Okay, after that, your application, okay, available scheme, okay, all these things, read through the understand, then you declare yes, yes, no, no. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the part that I can't show you live. Okay, you have to go and do yourself. Basically, they want you to go and go through, read yourself. Now there you go. Here, housing loan. Okay, you can see housing loan. So they will ask, are you taking a housing loan or you are not taking a housing loan? That day I raised a question to HDB. There are buyers who before they start, they say, I haven't decided whether I want the loan or not. I may be thinking I want to what? Full payment. Then suddenly when they come to buy the flat, they say, hey, I want to what? I want to take a loan. Okay, now for this HFE, you need to think carefully. You want to take a loan or you don't want to take a loan? Okay, so you have to decide here. Otherwise, later on, you're going to go through HDB again and all those things. They have to help you reset or whatever. That part, they don't want to so-called give any comment. Okay, but they may look at case-to-case basis to help you or not. Okay. Okay, so if you are taking a loan, then who is applicant 1? What's your job? So basically, when you see just now, whatever you enter, in terms of the income, everything, right? This is the part they will ask you to review. Okay, which is you key in. Then they will tell you, eligible to buy flats. Okay, you may apply to buy a 2-room, 3-room, 4-room, 5-room, total grant, how much? All these will be given to you. You can see, all the grant, total grant, how much you can get, what kind of flat you can buy, all this will be available for you to see. And there's a new, and of course there's a resale. So this is the part I want you all to go and see for yourself Yep, resale will show you like that. So under resale, right, you can see, okay, under resale, they will tell you total grant, how much you can get, all these things. So whether it's a 4-room or whether it's a 5-room, the grant can be different. So this one will show very clearly so that you as an agent don't need to go and give a wrong advice to say that, hey, I don't know what grant. I think you can. You don't need to talk like that. Everything is transparent to show to the buyer. And then of course they will even show, okay, in terms of what? The loans, okay, and they even have prudent, moderate, maximum. You can see? Okay, so you can tell them, oh, maximum you can apply for this much. Then prudent, or better don't take so much loan. Moderate is in between, that kind of thing. So you can see they can even advise. So actually, ladies and gentlemen, you can see from here, the system now is also trying to play the role of an agent. Can you imagine? The system is trying to play the role of an agent, because what usually our agents will do, we will try to do a financial calculation for buyers, isn't it? And then at the same time, we will even tell them, maybe you don't take so much loan, maybe you take lesser loan, or maybe you should maximize your loan. Now the system can do this job for the buyers. Okay, and apply for HDB letter within the next 30 days. So basically, what is saying that if you do your preliminary already, then within 30 days you can quickly go and apply for the actual HDB. But of course, they say 30 days, but of course if you are there then you do it instantly, then straight away you can click apply. You understand what I'm trying to say? So your first step is clear, then you quickly go and do your actual HFE so that you don't miss out this buyer. So now when you apply, there you go, log in to the SingPass, okay, log in SingPass, confirm financing option, whether you want to take loan or you don't want to take loan. See, they make it clear from the start already. So now you begin, over here you begin. So once you begin, then you go to the next step. Wow, this part. So they will ask you, this is the part. Taking loan from financial institution. Okay? Then taking loan from HDB. So they will tell you, they will ask you. So this is the part where I will say, hey, remember to skip if they are taking loan from financial institution. Here they can show you what? They can show you all the bank rates and everything. All the rates all given to you, to the buyers. So here it says, I do not wish to apply for an IPA from FI listed above, plan to approach, I am aware my current situation. You see, so this is the part. See, you better go and get them to what? Click this. I do not wish to apply IPA from the FI listed above and plan to approach other FIs directly for one. I am aware that my current selection, if any, for the IPA application would be removed. So you want to approach other bank, you better know where to click. Okay, if not, the buyer click already, ta-da! Your referral fee will fly with the wind. Fly with the wind. Okay? So here, apply for HFE again, retrieve personal info from financial information from my info. You see, now they even link up my info, which is all part of the what? The SingPass. Okay, and then you have to, everything goes in, I agree. Okay, then after that you go to the next, apply, review provided, all this review. After that, here they will tell you agree or not agree. Okay, digital endorse. So you agree means you digital endorse. Then they will show you pending. Okay, then all other applicants and occupiers to log in also. So next time moving forward, no choice there. You need to get the buyer, if it's husband and wife, father, mother, whoever, better all come together for a gathering, and then you help them do all these things. So attach supporting documents if any. Submit application, view status of application by logging into HDB portal. So here is the part whereby they will have to log in. So you as an agent, once this is submitted, okay, every now and then you have to go and what? You have to go and so-called follow up with your client and make sure, hey, have you gotten your HFE approval? Have you logged in? Can you go and check? Okay, so this is the things that you need to take note. Okay, then of course here, convert in principle approval from the financial institution into a letter of offer. This is the part that you need to skip, my friend. Once you skip that one, this should be gone. Okay, so that's why I say you want to protect your referral fee. This financial institution portion, you need to skip them. Okay. So now it says very simple. You need to apply because it takes 21 working days, which means to say, if you have a buyer, 21 working days is more than a month. Are you aware? Because actual 21 working day, Monday to Friday, Monday to Friday, Monday to Friday, is only 20 days in a month if there's 4 weeks. Okay, so technically this HFE letter approval will take about a month, okay, before they can come out. They will receive SMS notification to view HFE letter on HDB portal. Okay, and then this one is valid for 6 months. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is as simple as how it can look, but it can also mean a lot more things that you need to take note. Okay, so let me stop sharing. Okay, let me go to some of your FAQs. I see whether I can answer all of them or not. Is applying HLE incorporated in okay, Liner, I hope I've answered that question. Okay, my buyer just called HDB and they say better to submit before 9 May, if not have to wait 21 days. Okay, what HDB is telling them is talking about now apply the intent to buy. That means to say before 9th of May, if you have a valid intent to buy and a valid HLE, then you can skip the HFE. Okay, if the buyer want it fast, then they can do in the next couple of days your intent to buy as well as your HLE. But I'm not sure how soon the HLE can come out. Okay, Dennis, seller and buyer still do the same login to HDB? Yes, same. Dennis is the same. You go in, you will be the same. Now buyer just apply HLE, still do HFE. Okay, so again, I've answered the question. If you have a valid HLE and you have a valid intent to buy, then you can skip the HFE. HDB loan is still available. Yes, of course. Carmen. Julene, what if buyer's income was below the income ceiling for grants when they apply HFE, but during submission the income has increased above the ceiling? Will the grant eligibility be based on income? So therefore, Julene, this kind of case are all case-to-case basis. If the buyer at the point of applying HFE, he knows that I may be getting a pay rise soon, then my advice is get the pay rise, then you're going to apply HFE. Okay? But you want to rush into buying, not advisable. Okay, will this slide be? Yes, later, John, don't worry, I'll give the slides to every one of you. It's the complete slides, many other slides. Okay, Jason, if intent to buy already done now and after 9 May, do I need to, same question, I've answered. So seller buyer still do the same login? Yes, same. Am I repeating? Okay, levy computation, not included. I'm sure they will actually come up. Andra, I can't answer you. Go and try. Okay, levy, especially those people who are buying a new flat, second new flat. But actually, if the levy only imposed is only when they buy a second new flat, correct or not? That one is not your job anymore. That one, because why you don't get anything, I don't think you will serve a buyer go and buy a BTO. Okay, Adrian, at the moment, my client, if they want to buy HDB with bank loan, they can do intent to buy before OTP issue. Wait, sorry, that's not the one. Sorry, where did I miss? I missed the agent code one. Sorry, I couldn't finish reading. Yeah, sorry. From 9 May, they cannot take action immediate. Am I correct? Have to get HFE. Okay, no. Adrian, as I mentioned, as long as they have an intent to buy that is valid, they can still go through the old process. Okay? They don't need to go and apply a new HFE. Or Adrian, I hope I've answered that. HFE only for buyers. Sellers, seller is still the same. Seller process no change. Seller process is still intend to sell. 7 days cooling period before they can issue OTP. That is the what you call that? That is the current process for selling. Okay. Change. Is there a change in salary? Same thing. Winston. HFE issue. Where to update? Okay. This one HDB did not explain if there is a change in income. Just now earlier on is like when the buyer know that they are going to change in income, they can either wait a bit longer to apply HFE. So today my advice is all, anyone buyer wants to buy a flat, okay, don't rush in. You cannot anyhow rush in after the 9th May. You need to ensure everything is clear. Then you go and see, look at the flat. Then you enter into the what you call that, OTP. Okay. Okay. So many questions. I hope I answer. I think most of your question is the same. Okay. I go to the chat. So many chat also. Can we insure DBS banker to buyer and not use the appointed DBS? Of course. James and whoever. That's why I reminded just now. Go and refer your client to the bank. Let the banker you refer deal with the buyer first. Okay, get the IPA. Then when you do the HFE after 9th of May, okay, I'm talking about after 9th of May. Just now I show you the process. You have to skip the financial institution, the FI's portion. Okay, once you skip, then the bank can pick you up as a referrer. Understand what I'm trying to say? So when they go and buy a flat, okay, the IPA as well as letter of offer, that will be under a further stage already, whereby you do registration, your letter of offer is valid. Okay, so that is the part that I want to remind. So if you want to still earn your referral fee, there, Eddie is showing on the screen. You see? They show, so you must click. Buyer can click here to choose that they wish to apply directly to any financial, so as not to be limited by 6 choices and secure better rates. So you see, there you are. You need to click I do not wish. Click. This is the part. So that's why I want every one of you to go in and get yourself familiarized with the different portion and different segment, so that you don't let your buyer on their own click. They click the wrong thing. You lose your whatever referral. Okay, so that's my point. Okay. I know some of you are asking, if my buyer HLE expiring in 10 days can still commit the purchase of flat. Hello, Sheila, if it's still valid 10 days, can go and commit. Okay. Then as long as your HLE at the point of OTP is still valid, you can go and commit. Okay. So many questions. Buyer PR not taking HLE, is the process still the same to do HFE and fill in the income? Yes. San, same. As long as after 9th May, all buyers must log in to apply for HFE. So that's the answer to all of you. Don't cry lah. You're crying, no use one. I see emoji coming out crying one. So my advice, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I just want you all to go back. We cannot be static, or we cannot stay put where we are comfortably thinking that everything will remain unchanged. We know how our authority works. They like to suddenly midnight announce something and make us wake up in the morning, suddenly realize, hey, how come it's a new world already? You see, last weekend, 11:30, ABSD increased. I hear some people regretted that night say that, wow, I wake up morning now I cannot buy. Not that I cannot buy, I need to go and incur additional buyer's stamp duty. I believe some of you may even encounter this. Okay, so what my point here is this. Whatever it is, we must adapt to changes. This new change, I can only say one thing good. Okay? You as an agent now cannot take things lightly. You cannot let your buyer do their things on their own. And this in fact gives us an opportunity to connect with the buyer and let them see for themselves how much more work we need to do. That's why we deserve our rightful commission. You all understand what I'm trying to say? Okay, so the whole process, if those people who are IT savvy, very good, and they know how to go and click, play, they will tell you, I don't need you, I do myself. Yeah, but this thing is just the beginning, no, ladies and gentlemen. Because moving forward with the full digitalization process coming in, yeah, if we don't continue to connect to our customers, they will be gone. So the good thing is, sit down with them, run through the whole process, do the financial calculation, get all their documentation. You see, you are going to prepare everything. And the good thing also, this whole process doesn't need you to commit whether how much grant they get, how much loan they can get. Everything will be all through the portal. So as agent, you need to play an important role, which is what? Accompany them. Okay, accompany them. Okay, let me see any more. HDB officer told me as long as okay. I just answer those questions I've yet to answer. Hey, buyer has HLE but has not applied for intent to buy. Hello, Jordan. Intent to buy now, go and apply immediately can get what? Charlene, HLE must be valid at the point of registration, right? HLE, yeah, of course, not at the point of option. I know, understand, Charlene. But like I say, okay, the HLE, they say is as long as it's valid, you can go and enter into an OTP. But by the time you submit, if it's not valid, okay, then I don't know how you want to go and do changes or write to HDB. Okay, if not, then you wait until 9th of May, go and apply for HFE. PHG, for PHG, need to submit all docs in HFE to validate for eligibility. Yes, Ivan. Remember just now there's two steps. Step 1, preliminary check. Step 2, then is to apply for HFE. Okay? Liner, is it to conclude if have intent to buy now can proceed as per normal? Yes. After 9 May, no more intent to buy. Yes, correct. Liner, that is the conclusion. You can say that. HLE should be at point of submission, must be there. Yes, Joe, thank you. Okay, if those people, you know that I cannot submit so early, then you better, after 9 May, go and apply for your HFE. Okay, don't rush into committing something, and then after that, later on, you still have to solve the problem. Okay, I hear you, Joe, and of course, just now, earlier on, Charlene. I missed the first part. Can I watch? Yes, this video later we'll upload and you go and watch. If buyer select FI in the application, but after that decided to go through me to apply. Sorry, no, Pauline, too late. Buyer select FI later, just now in the step, in the HFE step. Buyer belongs to the bank already. Okay? So you cannot go and say, oh, hey bank, this is my buyer. Sorry, don't cry already. Don't cry already. Pauline, remember, if full payment but want to get proximity grant as now, don't need to apply HLE, get grant, can buy now as before 9 May and don't need produce HIP. Again, Jane, as long as this buyer has a HLE or has the intent to buy, you still can go and buy, no problem. There is a transition period HDB will give. Okay, and this person don't need the HLE because it's not taking loan, no problem. Go and buy as long as they got intent to buy. Valid one. Okay. Buyer already used 2 times HLE, can only apply bank loan, still need to apply HFE. Jenny, if your buyer can only apply bank loan, still need to apply HFE. But as long as you are committing before the 9th of May, then and it's still valid, your HLE is still valid. Okay? Or if you are taking bank loan, now go and approach the bank, get a in principle approval, and if you have a intent to buy valid, go and buy. Josephine, if HLE already just applied 2 days ago, but result not already HLE, okay, then again Josephine, sorry, if your HLE don't come out after 9 May, then too bad, go and apply HLE. New changer shows our value more. Of course, Don, thank you. Yeah. So now don't take it lightly and say, Mr. Buyer, you lock in yourself. Now you must tell Mr. Buyer, now the whole process is so complicated. You must make things complicated, then your value go up lah. Right? You say, I need to come and meet you and your husband, your wife, your family, whoever that is going to be applying for this flat, so that I can walk through with you. I cannot just simply leave it to you and go and do your own calculation and all these things. Cannot. I say I can't. As an agent, as a professional agent, I need to walk through with you. Because this process requires a lot more information as well as a lot more guidance.
I think you reply until you want to beat them die. They repeat the same question over and over.
Yeah, I know. I don't know whether they are paying attention or they are doing their work. You see, I have to keep on drinking water. Okay, anyway.
You see, Vernalyn already started to ask, if my client did the HFE already and approved, can they delete and redo the financial institution part? The system haven't even started lah. But then I want to tell you, Vernalyn, GG already. Because once you do, all the bank have their contact and the bank log in. No more referral fee. And the main thing is this, they only apply a IPA from one bank. So you might not be the best rate. So you see, whatever we do the slide for you, you can show your client. You apply in the HFE is only to one bank. So now, through you, you can connect to many banks. You must understand the pitch. What happened over there is just a process. Important is today's session, right? You learn what to say. What to say. The Q&A got 200 question, Jimmy. I answer until I don't want to answer. But I'm trying to answer the thing that I think is not duplicated, because a lot of things duplicated. You can see in the answered Q&A. Now, my client do HFE, HLE, still do HFE or not? No. But maybe we go through the slide and then we take the Q&A all the way at the end, because some of the things we may not have addressed and then they may not know.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, no problem. So anyway, let me just run through a more simplified step. Then you all can... Okay, wait, let me share again. Okay, so once again, now you go in, after 9 May, this is the HDB portal, right? Go to the HDB resale portal. Okay, so what are new? Now the step 1 preliminary HDB flat eligibility check is new. Apply for HFE is new. Step number 6, convert in principle approval to letter offer from FI is new. That is the part. Step 6 is the part you need to take note. Okay, so step 1, as you all can see from here, step 1, here, preliminary check. Then you go and do. Fill in, just now I already show you, fill in all the things. Then they will ask you, do you want to proceed to apply for HFE? You got 30 days after your preliminary. Okay, of course, we don't want to wait for 30 days. Straight away, go in, apply. Then after that, we can move to the next step. Okay, so next step here, search for suitable. They will tell you search for suitable flat and get OTP. Okay, but of course this one no change. They are showing this no change. But what is the part that you need to take note, which is the converting of IPA. Here, there, this is the skip. Hello, I want to circle don't know how many times. Convert IPA. So this is the part you need to skip, because the moment you don't skip this part, what's going to happen? Your client's contact will go to the bank and then later you don't come back and cry and say, I want to appeal, sorry, too bad. So this is the part. So once you skip, right, then you don't need to go through this. There you see. So they will show, they will show. Then they will ask for all the information, all these things. Because if you don't skip, you go through this, then you need to go through this. If you skip, then you will not need to all these things. Okay, so this is the part. Because if you don't skip, they will go through the step by step already. Converting the IPA to LO. Understand? Okay, so this is what I'm trying to emphasize in the last 1 hour or so. Okay, so like I say, I want all of you to do this. I want to summarize, because if this goes on, your question is going to repeat itself. Remember, number one, okay, just now what did I say? I go back to my 6th main point. Okay, with effect from 9 May, all buyers must apply for HFE, before they can enter into OTP. You are reminded to work closely with buyers to ensure that they have successfully applied for HFE, which is the part that I say, hello friend, sit down with them. Work closely. See, work closely, work closely, work closely. Work closely means sit down with them. If you want to leave them at home and then they do themselves, Mr. Buyer, you log in and you do lah. I tell you, you want to be lazy, then sorry, too bad. You're going to lose your buyer. Simple. Okay? And you also must advise the buyer to what? Prepare all necessary documents, income statement, everything. Because if you don't have all this information, and then you must what? Buyers, meaning what? All the buyers. Cannot be just, the husband you talk to, the wife not around. Cannot. And also reminded to skip the step on directing to the banks. See, I already put in my 6th major point. Remember. Okay? And don't go and rush into bringing buyer to view houses. Okay? Last but not least, seller's agent, direct buyer come. Don't have HFE after the 9 May. Don't go and try to issue OTP. Because you issue OTP, no use one. You are just wasting your time. Okay? So this is the part which I wanted to say, the 6 key points. If you want to take a screenshot, please go and do so. Okay? And you could constantly remind yourself. So today our value to a buyer, HDB buyer, is no longer just a tour guide bringing them to see houses. Okay, so this step of it, if you do it correctly, then your value will go up. Buyer can see that, hey, you are doing a lot more. So don't start thinking that, oh, what, not my job, all this, no more already. You really got to play ball, and you really need to make sure that you are on top of things. Okay? Good. Eddie, anything to remind, anything?
I'll just touch on 3 slides so that, because I see many of the questions. Actually, we will send out the slide deck to every one of you. We curated it so that you can use it to share with your customer.
Yep.
Just give me 1 second connecting to Zoom via the iPad itself. It takes a little bit of time.
So I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, we really want all of you to maintain relevant. You need to remain relevant as a professional agent. You cannot continue to behave like just a tour guide, or just bring people go around see houses. You cannot. And if you are not very sure about financial calculation, all these things, cannot. We come out with all the tools to help you. So these are things that I wanted to remind again. Right, Eddie?
Okay, so I think there's really a lot of value there that Yong Hock have shared. So I'll just touch on a few things so that you guys can start to work on your client, especially those that are in transition. If those working cases already have HLE, go ahead, transact now. If you have not done anything, HFE. So that's what we are trying to share today. But before we go on, so there's something that I dropped inside the group chat itself, right? This is something, last 30 seats. Just now I dropped the link inside. Last 30 seats for this client connection mastery. If you have seen on Facebook, more than 300 of our teammates, and most importantly, it is the community that come together. Everybody in the group chat now, right? Everybody is sharing tips on what to say to the customer and sharing each another, not only what works, what don't work, so you don't make the mistake. Scan the QR code or click the link inside the chat box itself. after this 17 May, I really don't know whether there's any session. From the last April one until 3rd May, 17 May, really I don't have any more dates that in the meantime, we need to shift a lot of things to make another date come out. I'm not sure whether this one will be the last one until July. So for those of you who are really keen, please go in and then register. Next, like what Yong Hock mentioned, right? Some of the things I realized there's really a gap. Mike Poon, Azhar, Lyndon, Raymond Tia, Kelvin Chai, and Joe Kwek. They are covering every aspect. In fact, even the new HFE, what to say to your customer, what to pitch to them. So this training is available right now. Go and click in. 18th of May is going to kickstart. When you click and register for the training, I will also send one message out to everyone to check. Hey, maybe I do a poll now here lah. You all prefer Zoom training type 1, in-person training type 2. So I know lah. Thank you so much for sharing. I think this is roughly what we are there. Zoom is 1, in-person 2. I know you all are busy, that's why. So before we go further ahead, right, before we start, there's no change to selling process. Intent to sell, continue. Life goes on. What they do over here is only one part. All the resale application remain the same. So if you see from here, okay, unfortunately this slide deck is not the latest update. Give me one second. I just pull out from my slide deck to update. Okay, I'm updating the slide deck right now. Okay, it does not appear yet, but never mind. Later, when I send out the slide deck to all your team leaders, you guys can download lah. So what we are trying to share is this until the resale application here, all else remain the same. What changed here is only here. The pre. Before you issue an OTP. That's the only thing that have changed so far. So here is what I've just put in something simple. Obtain HFE letter, there's something. Within 6 month validity, you must submit resale application. Means to say from letter until application, not OTP. 6 months. Your HFE is only valid for 6 months. Then from here onwards, all processes, no change. After resale application onwards, all same. Same. No change to any one of you. Meaning to say after you submit resale application, just now I saw something. If you all understand what I say now, for HFE, all the preparation on the grant, on the loan is a preparation, is eligibility, right? So when you submit resale application, you confirm the grant, you confirm the loan. So if you understand, when I say you confirm the grant, you confirm the loan and submit resale application type 1. Because I saw a question just now. Thank you so much. At least I get your understanding of what's happening. So next we're going to skip into certain things that's more important. Like what Yong Hock said, currently only 6. In future, it will be all. Confirm 1. Will be all in future. So this is where the key thing. I also want to share this 30 days. You see there's step 1 and step 2, right? Or what they say over here. 2-step application. 1 is a check. You need to do this, is a HFE check. But before you confirm to apply, from the check to the apply, right, 30 days. Means to say, from your first login, you go inside, key in. If you do not go in again to submit all the document, redo the whole process. So what we foresee over here, Yong Hock and me have discussed that we know that many of the consumer, without you, that's why you need to tell the consumer, this process is more complicated than before. A lot of people may have think that they have done, but they only do step 1. Your preliminary HFE check. They may not have updated any documents or submit any documents to confirm their loan, confirm their grant. So they miss out on the step 2. Then totally never do at all. Then when you issue the OTP, then all the agent get into trouble. So for all agent, if you understand what I say, you need to make sure the customer got a complete HFE letter. There's 2 steps. If you understand there's 2 steps, type 2 into the chat box. So this is how I will talk to the customer. You see, there are so many steps even before you go and purchase a home. Why the government is doing this? To make sure that you are prudent and you know who is guiding you. Normal consumer confirm don't know one. Unless those very savvy like what Yong Hock say. But now, it's the time whereby we shape the market to anchor in what role we play in this transaction. You see, nobody know what is the role each person play now in the transaction. So now Yong Hock is trying to tell you, the 6 key things he shared just now, you all must remember. Go out there, right? play this role, and this role will become the new norm. So this is what we want to say. Apply HFE letter is where you upload all your documents. This is what we are trying to share with every one of you. I'm going to skip a few things and go into what's important. So this is one thing that we know that every one of you will anchor in, even though you have this is step 1. You see they talk so long, there's 58 slides that HDB give, we streamline to all of you. You know why? A lot of things is repeating. It's still at step 1. Before they upload document, they can still click on the top to edit or make changes. Means to add people, minus people, key the income wrongly. Step 1 and step 2 is back to back. You don't need for step 1 to be approved one, because step 1 is almost immediate. So now we talk about preliminary HFE check. Obtain quick sensing. You see the word is quick sensing only. After you key in, you see consumer is anyhow key in. It's not to say anyhow. They think it's like that. You see, why are you a professional? Because you know what exactly needs to be done. Consumer always think, my house I buy at this price, I think I will earn this much, I only use this much CPF. All in their mind, right? Consumer never look into your CPF portal one. But you, like what Yong Hua mentioned earlier on, you need to go through all the check. That's why you are a professional. Obtain quick sensing of eligibility for new and HDB flat. You see, after they do the quick sensing, HDB is trying to do this. Actually, with this slide, you all catch what I'm trying to say here. New and resale flat. Actually, HDB help us. The new flat grant amount is here shown. The resale flat grant amount here is shown. Now, if you are in front of a customer using this slide, customer, do you want a higher grant or lower grant? How many of you want higher grant type 1, lower grant type 2? So you see, me and Yong Hua, we discuss, we are not taking the thing to deliver to you all like that one. We want to make sure that you anchor your position. Thank you, Brad, Michelle, Dion, for coming in. So this slide is given to all of you to use. We'll add in Yong Hawk's the 6-pointer because it's very important. After they do everything, you will see the loan, the minimum maximum thing that they are trying to do. So to receive confirmed outcome within 30 days, you must press the button apply. This apply. Just now was check, right? You must press this apply. After you do the check, you need to come and press apply. You must press. Now it's so a little bit more tedious. Meaning to say, buyers after doing all this step, sincere or not sincere. If you think that they are more sincere rather than shopping around type 3, if you think they may still be shoppers type 4. So this is something that come in. All buyers have to go in because log in with SingPass one. So all these things about down payment, everything, right? Now in future, we can take this screenshot and show to the HDB and see, hey, hello, your HFE letter right one. It's not I calculate one. So this thing wrong, HDB. This thing wrong, HFE. This calculation wrong, not me. So also come to one more thing. In future, when you do financing calculation, I can predict already. Yong Hok already see happening. That in future, CA will ask you, did you look at the HFE letter to see whether the buyer can afford or not? Not from your calculator, not from your own calculation, not from your pen and paper, it's HFE. In future, it's like that. Everything black and white come back here. So just now we share about this tip already. Whether you want to choose the financing, sit together with the client, this is what we want to share with them. You know why or not? When they apply for one bank, only one bank will give them the best rate. So the pitch is this, Mr. Buyer, may I help you to get the best rate from all the bank? Or you want to click here and get the best rate from one bank? How many of you want the best rate from all the bank? One, type 1. If you only want the best rate from one bank, you type 2. Okay, so these are the pitch that we are sharing, which is true. You see why people want to go mortgage broker, unless they are very clear on interest rate. So you see, this is what we are trying to share with every one of you, how to talk to the customer. So the rest of the thing is quite more or less straightforward. One thing that we want to share later on. So what's going to happen? People that already have the HLE, you go back to this portal, HDB resale portal. But for the new one, they're coming out with a HDB eligibility portal. Oh, sorry, it's a new HDB portal. They want one portal whereby you can buy BTO and buy resale at the same place. They don't want two portals anymore. They created the two websites in the past, right? Also very confusing because HDB receiving information from everywhere. But now in future, there's only one portal For transition period, you still have this. So revise that all here. Really go and use the checklist. I tell you the truth, to come up with a checklist, it's not to say easy or hard. But for a KEO to draft the checklist, this is definitely the HDB one. But Yonghok checklist also asks you to check ownership. Everything. You know what it means or not? It's responsibility. We put it there, step 1 to step 10. Yonghok created all the checklists to make sure you all do the right thing. If the step is wrong, whose fault is it? Actually, it's not about the work or is it tedious or not, but it's really going the extra effort. If y'all can appreciate this effort of Yonghok, can you just type 1 into the chat box? Because it's really responsibility. How many people there to copy, this 10 step you do, you will not get into trouble one? Because he have enough of seeing our people make the unnecessary mistake. Really very painful one. Yesterday got one, also wrong size. Luckily managed to go and talk to the buyer. And then we talk together, managed to private settlement. If not really like what Yonghok say, confirm 3 months suspension. Not only the buyer agent, seller agent, or the agent, because none of them check. So this is something that happened in the slide itself.
I see until my heart pain.
Which is very, very true.
Heart pain is what I heart pain is like I do all the checklist but nobody use. Then Heng Yam do the video also nobody watch.
So this is the portion that just now you were asking, that after the IPA, right, they still need to convert in LO1. So meaning to say, even they do the IPA in the HFE also useless. It's the same as you approach a financial institution. Because end of the day, right, letter of offer is not out. Letter of offer is not out. So you can still use your own banker, no use. So this one very clear. You still need to provide additional employment, CPF contribution, and notice of assessment later on. So this is something very, very important for all of you. Answer some of the questions just now. Do you still need to submit again? Yes, you do. So they are trying to put some processes in the front so that in the back it becomes easier. But I think it's a good thing for all of us that we can use this portal to see certain information. Meaning to say, for the buyer, you can see the loan amount, and next, the details of their current HDB. Meaning to say what? If you are serving a buyer, you will know whether he have a house to sell or not. Meaning to say, if you serve a buyer, you will know whether he have a house to sell. Because all these things can be seen straightforward and easily. So this is something that in place that we identify that can be of use to you. So some of these things, I think we cover pertinent point. So you see, this is the key thing. From submit resale application onwards, step 7 until 11, 7, 11. I also don't know why they think of 7, 11. No change. The only thing changed is the HLE part only until OTP. That's all. From OTP onwards, no change. So this is something very, very important that we just want to share with every one of you. Okay, so this is a transition arrangement that actually Yonghok can jump in to touch on, because most of your question is about this. If you do not have a valid intent to buy today, obtain HLE letter from 9 of May before you can grant OTP. Meaning to say, important, when you are a seller agent, when the direct buyer come, you importantly need to ask, do you have a valid HFE letter? Can you show me? Because become your problem already.
Yeah.
Because you issue a OTP to a not eligible buyer, you are wrong.
Hey,
you need to see.
I also want to remind, because I also receive some agents' attitude is this. I represent seller. You are not my buyer, not my problem. Okay? Guys, this is not how a professional agent talk. A professional agent must tell the buyer, even this is a DIY buyer, don't see them as a sucker or what, and then you don't want to treat them nicely. Don't forget, a potential buyer who's a DIY could be a potential customer in the future. If you serve them well, okay, they may give you other property to sell. But what I'm trying to say here is this: don't have the mindset thinking that you DIY, you don't know, man. You know, I ever heard agent talking to DIY buyer in this manner. Or you don't know, oh sorry, then you better get an agent. You know, that kind of, I ever have encountered this kind of agent talking like that before. So I just want to let you all know, a DIY buyer is also your duty. Because your duty to the seller who engage you to sell the flat or sell the property, yes, you owe them a due diligence. Okay, you must act in their interests. But a buyer who comes who is not represented by an agent, you owe them a duty of care. You take care of them is also as good as taking care of your seller. Okay, so remember, it is a complete package. Don't talk to people like that. Then you can even show them the HDB so-called requirement and say, I'm sorry, Mr. Buyer, today this is a new requirement. I cannot simply grant you OTP. And if you explain to the seller nicely, the seller will say, yeah, good, you are a professional agent. Okay?
So just now when Yong Ho was talking, I just have a funny thought in my mind. You see or you see? You choose. Which one do you want? C or C? C type 1, C type 2. Or people who need me to translate C, my teammates can help me to put into the chat box. Anyway, jokes aside. Okay, so this is the part that we want to talk about. We are covering all the transition arrangement now, which is why some of you who have read up, we are very diligent. I'm happy because you must also be self-empowered to understand all this knowledge on your own. You see, if you have between now until 9 of May, today is 5th, 6, 7, 8, 9. Before is 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 is gone. But let me tell you a secret. How many of you, let's do a test. How many of you feel that on the 7 and 8, the HDB website will be under maintenance one? If you think that you'll be under maintenance type 1. We also think so. Most of the time it's like that, right? So we need to say what? These 2 days, if you want to do something, you can. If you got a buyer that is not yet committed, that means haven't do anything one, tell him that there's going to be a new process coming up. You will be more tedious. If you are really keen to look around, can you start to do an intent to buy now? You see, we use whatever timeline, whatever processes to our advantage. Now you can use these 2 days if you really want to reach out. Hey guys, in fact, later on, text all your current seller or your previous buyers or whosoever or your property guru leads that text you and you don't know whether they buy anything one or not. Because after you reply them on the price, the listing, the guru link, they never reply you, they blue tick you after. So use this little screenshot and send out. Hey, new HDB process. Can I understand? May I share with you? Send out something, get something. Wow, Stephen Nee already put. We have scheduled maintenance works on 6 May Saturday. The HDB flat portal may not be available during this scheduled maintenance. How come I know? Actually, I read already lah. So this is something, but thank you, Stephen. You picture my lobang, no? They thought that I know. So next thing, if you already have an intent to buy, you entice them. Why? To take action now, because the intent to buy is valid for 1 year. But then also intend to buy 1 year, right? Your HLE valid for how long? 6 months. If you are using a HDB loan. So actually, we are trying to do the HFE to synergize everything to 6 months. Because it's very funny. Intent to buy can be 1 year, HLE only for 6 months. That's why they change it all now, 6 months. One thing. HDB will also separately notify all your clients that they got intent to buy or HLE, how they can proceed from 9 of May onwards. But now, this thing, either you reach out before before HDB, the customer will feel, hey, you're ahead of things. Especially your current seller, your current buyers. They'll feel that, hey, you're still ahead of things. Otherwise, when HDB send out, they'll think, my agent don't even know. So this is something that we urge everyone that if you can, send out. Yes, well done, Catherine Neo. Her buyer obtained HLE and ITB yesterday. Final 5 questions into the chat box or Q&A. Anyone? Or maybe Yong Ho can jump in here to take any Q&A.
Okay lah, I think Eddie, we are very detailed already lah. Thank you, Eddie is here because why? He also helped me cover some of the Q&As as well as also to highlight some of the slides that I may have not covered, because I think most important here is I want to streamline my message across to everyone in the more concise manner so that you just remember the few pointers I have mentioned. As an agent, even myself or Eddie or any one of us, I cannot be advising my customer if I myself don't even know how the thing looks like. Okay, don't ever expect to guide someone the direction when you yourself is blinded. That cannot work. So therefore, I still want every one of you go and what? Understand this portal, new portal, these steps. Okay, whether you want to help get your family members who's eligible, go and try out. Then you will understand the whole flow. Okay, only when you understand the whole flow, okay, then you can go and help a buyer. And always remember, you will be rewarded. Okay, money is the byproduct of the things that you do to help people. Okay, so you can be rewarded provided you do the right things to help your clients. So just remember what I said and carry this with you, and you will have a long-lasting career as a professional agent, and people look up to you as a professional. Okay, so that's my advice to every one of you. Okay, I think with that, we'll end this session. If you all need to have a recap, go and watch the video. Okay.
There's only one last shout out. Okay, breaking news coming in. See the chat box itself. Maybe I put a QR code. We have just secured exclusive marketing. 11 at Holland. It is a completed project. Cluster 70, selling below value, ready to move in. So you can click on the link to check out this. So you can see. Actually, I want to ask one thing. How many of you would like Prom Next to get more exclusive appointment? Can you type 1? Exclusive appointment. So this is the first one that come out. Let me just put a QR code so that you can scan. Just came in from Tracy. Later I'm going to put the link back in again. Below market value. Exclusive appointment only to Prom Next. Cluster housing already completed. Mean to say, right, your customer can immediately move in, right? So you can click the link to find out more from Tracy itself. So this one thing that we just came into my mailbox. So just to share. Thank you all so much for today, and then we're going to send the slides out to all your team leaders. You can get right from them and also download from Virtual Office. Okay, Yong Hok, anything else?
Yep, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you all so much. You all have a good day.
All the best. Bye bye.
Bye bye.